The Pact, Lila and Emma had been best friends since childhood. They did everything together, shared secrets, dreams, and even their darkest fears. But as they grew older, life began to pull them apart. Lila stayed in their small hometown, while Emma moved to the city, chasing her dreams of becoming an artist. One summer, Emma returned home, and the two decided to relive their childhood by spending a weekend at Lila's family cabin in the woods. It was supposed to be a fun getaway, just like old times. But something felt off. The first night, they sat by the fire, laughing and reminiscing. Emma pulled out an old notebook they used to write in as kids. Inside were their silly promises to each other. Best friends forever. No secrets. Always stay together. At the bottom of one page, they found something they didn't remember writing. If one leaves, the other follows. Lila laughed it off. "We were such weird kids," she said, but Emma couldn't shake the unease creeping up her spine. The next day, things got stranger. Emma woke up to find Lila standing at the edge of the woods, staring into the trees. When Emma called her name, Lila turned with a blank expression and said, "You're leaving again, aren't you?" Emma tried to brush it off, but Lila's behavior grew more erratic. She started repeating the phrase from the notebook, "If one leaves, the other follows." That night, Emma decided to cut the trip short. She packed her bags and told Lila she had to go back to the city. Lila didn't argue. She just smiled and said, "I'll see you soon." Emma drove away, relieved to be putting distance between herself and the eerie cabin. But as she reached the highway, her car began to sputter. The engine died, and she was stranded in the middle of nowhere. Her phone had no signal. As she stepped out of the car, she heard footsteps behind her. "Lila?" she called, turning around. But it wasn't Lila. It was something else. A figure with Lila's face, but twisted, wrong. Its eyes were black, and its smile stretched too wide. It whispered, "If one leaves, the other follows." Emma ran, but the woods seemed to close in around her. She tripped and fell, and when she looked up, the thing was standing over her. The last thing she saw was Lila's face, smiling down at her. The next morning, Emma's car was found abandoned on the side of the road. No trace of her was ever found. Back at the cabin, Lila sat by the fire, flipping through the old notebook. She added a new line to their childhood pact, "Together Forever," by Michael Obialu.